Your business relies on sales. That means you need to get good at sales. Yes, you need to be a salesperson. Okay, but did hearing that sentence totally freak you out or turn you off or make you want to stop listening to the episode? We have some really gross connotations with the word sales and salesperson and salesy. And that, the way your brain is thinking about sales and salesperson, might be affecting how you are making decisions, the actions you're taking, and thus the health of your business. Welcome to Explore Your Enthusiasm, episode 180 with me, Swiger. Today we're going to talk about how to be great at sales without being salesy and gross. So in my newest business, I help people get comfortable sharing something they're passionate about and making sales. And guess what? The thing I've been doing for all of these years is helping people make sales. Sales of their handmade, handcrafted, hand-designed, beautiful product. But what happens after all the marketing, which is the thing we talk about most, is sales. The thing that leads to profit, which is something we talk about a lot, that's sales. So if you don't have sales and you just have marketing, you might have an amazing brand, but if you don't do anything to sell your work, you're not going to have any money and you're not going to have any profit and you're not going to have a business. So before we get any more into it, this episode comes out on Wednesday, October 25th. If you were listening to it Wednesday, October 25th, I'm actually live right now on Creative Live teaching. And you can watch me teach all about how to make an audio podcast that will help your sales at creativelive.com. You can watch totally for free while I'm live. After that, you can get anytime access to the class by purchasing it. So go to creativelive.com and look for me, Tara Swiger, or you can just click on Watch Live if it's October 25th. So in order to think more about how you can make more sales in your business, it will help if you dig into what is holding you back. What is that fear you have around sales? So let's go on and imagine your worst fear. Let's actually embody it in the person, right, who you're afraid of being, and that's why you're holding back all of your goodness. So when you hear great at sales or salesperson, what do you imagine? Do you imagine the person who fills your social media feed with buy this and I sell this and you should buy this now? Or do you picture desperation and despair and clinginess like the used car salesman who, true story, called me crying when I said we weren't going to buy the car after we had spent hours with his high pressure sales tactics, basically begging us, pushing, pleading, begging us to buy the car, which we did not buy from him. So I want you to get this picture and get it really clear in your mind of what's the worst case scenario. Who is it you're afraid of being? You might have someone in your life who you're afraid of being, or it's just this vision, this like cultural image we have of a horrible, slimy, greasy salesperson. I want you to get clear on that because that's what's holding you back. You are afraid of becoming that person, so you're not even taking a step towards your sales. And I can say this with confidence because I see it happen all of the time. I work with so many of you who sell a heart-filled, passionate, awesome, beautiful, wonderful product, and you're so afraid of being this salesy, slimy person that you don't even let anybody know you sell it. So people can't even buy it. Or maybe you let them know, but it's real passive and it's not very direct and you don't ever give people all the details because you don't want to be too salesy. So we're all afraid of being that guy who spams your Facebook Messenger with link, that guy who tries to sell you something you don't need, that guy who's all worried about his sales quotient and does not care what it is you're after. But you, my friends, my listeners, you're not that guy. I know you. I've met so many of you and I've talked to so many of you. You are selling something you deeply care about that comes from a skill or a passion or an experience that you have had, and you are sharing it with people because you love it and you love them and you want to serve them in some way. So you need to first accept that you do not have to be that guy. As long as you believe you have to be that guy to be successful, you will keep holding yourself back. You will keep holding it in. So you don't have to be that guy. And this is what you can be. You can build a business with integrity. You can sell to people what they want and what they need and what they're going to be so happy that they bought. You can build a business adding love and value to the world and creating a better world for everybody through your sales. But you have to believe that. This isn't just a nice thought. This is something you need to deeply believe in your heart if you're going to get effective at sharing your work with people. So before you can build a real business, before you can become great at sales, you need to believe that that's possible. So here are some tips for how to sell without being salesy, how to deeply embed this in your heart so that you can actually sell the thing you love. The first thing is come from a place of service. Think of what you do as serving a population who has a need or a want, because it's true. If you sell handmade pillows, you're serving the population of people who are looking for some nice pillows that are handmade and they want to support an artist. If you sell paintings or fine art, you are serving the need of people who want to express themselves and don't have that skill. So they are looking for your thing. So if you are deeply coming from a place of service, then you are doing the thing to serve the people who will best serve. Not everybody. You're not trying to sell things to people who don't want it. You're coming from a place of service to the people who most want it. One easy way to do this is think and list all of the ways your thing benefits the other person. Now, when I work with people in my doTERRA business about sales, that's often what we do. Like if you get an essential oil kit, list all of the ways that person is going to be able to use that kit in their life. And there are hundreds of ways they can use it in their life just from the one purchase. And we've seen that it completely changes people's lives and their health and their wellness and their mental health. So that when you are listing all of the ways that your thing helps that person or brings joy to that person's life or brings color to that person's life, you're going to have a lot easier time sharing it because you realize, wait, I'm sharing this because it'll help you. And that feeling and the way it's going to serve them is going to make you better at sales, not only because you're going to come and feel good, but also because you're going to focus on serving them, which we'll talk about in a minute. The other way you can tap into this place of service is to remind yourself of all the happy customers you've had. And if you need to, go back and read their emails. You guys send me the nicest emails and nicest YouTube comments, the nicest podcast reviews on iTunes, which I so appreciate. And when I am feeling like, I don't know, I go back and I read those. When I think about introducing a new class or a new business, I go back and I read those messages and I remember what I am doing matters to you. So you do that for yourself. Go back and read and realize what you're doing matters. And the next way to be non-gross when you sell is to lean on your strengths. So what are you great at? Are you great at talking to strangers? Are you great at getting people to open up to you? Are you great at going deep and really building friendships? Are you great at having fun and creating a party atmosphere? Are you great at being a great host and you make people feel welcome and loved? Are you great at making people feel not alone and like they're not such a weirdo, because maybe you are too? Are you great at expressing yourself and getting other people to really get what you're expressing? We get so distracted by what our strengths are not, which you can actually listen to episode 175 where I talk about limiting yourself. We get so distracted by what our strengths are not that we don't spend any time focusing on what our strengths are. And your best sales, your best feeling about sales are going to come from a place when you are grounded in who you are and what your strengths are, and you're relying on those strengths to connect with the other person. So leaning on your strengths is going to give you the easiest time selling because you are going to be who you really naturally are and you're not going to be trying to be something you're not. So instead of focusing on how you're shy, focus instead on how your friends tell you that you always make them feel loved and cared for, and come from that place and do that thing with a person. So whatever your strengths are, when it comes to sales, you're going to be more effective if you lean on that. Whatever your strengths are, if you're an introvert, if you're an extrovert, if you are a questioner, whatever your strength is, go with that. Sell from there. Don't try to be something you're not. Just go with that. I promise it's enough. The next step is to tap into your reason. Why are you doing this? If ever you're starting to feel weird and icky, or like you're saying something wrong and you don't, it feels bad, whether you're in a craft show or you're in a workshop or you're in a one-on-one with somebody and you just are like, take a breath and remember, why am I doing this? Now, we talk all the time that you have both an internal mission of your business, the reason you're doing the business for you or your family, so that you have more time with your family, so that you have more money, so that you have more freedom. That's your internal mission. And also you have an external mission. What are you trying to bring into the world? What are the qualities you want to create in the world? If you tap into that and you come from that place and you keep that front of mind, why am I doing this? It's going to be so much easier to talk to somebody. It's going to be so much easier to share your thing with them and to invite them into that. Invite them into that world where that mission is taking place, where that mission is being brought to life. Now, the last thing to do to make sales without being salesy and gross is to focus on the person in front of you. Who are you serving? How are you serving them? Right there. Who is that person? Give them what they need. Recommend what's going to be best for them, and do it with full faith that you're creating something amazing for them and in their life, and they're going to love it. That's why I said, remember all of your happy customers, because this person is going to be a happy customer, but not if you hide what you sell from them. So tell them exactly how to get the thing that they want. Focus on helping that person get what they need, and then focus on giving them everything they need in order to be able to buy. So hiding how to buy your thing or not asking for the sale, you're not doing that just to not be annoying. You're actually keeping people from getting the thing they want, and that's doing them a disservice. People think, well, if I don't really do a call to action at the end of my Instagram post, or I don't send that email that invites people to buy at the end of it, I'm just like not doing any harm. No, you're keeping people who signed up to hear from you from hearing what they want to know. You are not giving them what they asked for. You're actively holding it back from them. So focus on the person in front of you. And if you're doing something online, picture the person in front of you. This is why I suggest so many people at the beginning of their business go and do a craft show or a market. And it will get people on your email list. Also, it will give you a vision for who that person is who's going to love your thing, and it's going to give you feedback, and you're going to have somebody to see. Like somebody to envision when you are focusing on them, when you're writing your sales page, you're writing your Instagram post, you're writing your call to action. And when you're in person, focus on that person in front of you. So that's it. If you come from a place of service, if you lean on your strengths, if you remember your reasons why you're doing this, and you really keep your focus on the person in front of you and how you can serve them, it's going to be so much easier to make sales. You're going to become super effective at it over time, but also realize this is trial and this is error and this is you dealing with your fears and pushing past them and learning how to work with them and still serve the people you are here to serve with your amazing thing. Let me know if this helped by posting a picture on Instagram of your amazing thing and tagging it Explore Your Enthusiasm. Tell me how this helped in your post. If you just give me a picture of your thing, I don't know if it helped. So tell me how it helped with the tag Explore Your Enthusiasm. You can also leave a review on iTunes if you loved it, or leave a comment or a thumbs up on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have an enthusiastic, sales-filled day.